Pretending you know I'll be true. Sunday mornings and midnight lights turn into songs that you watch me write. Stole your sweater on that night. You took a picture, keep by my bedside. So you're mine when you're gone, baby, please don't be long. I got my ticket to the west side. You say my name with your accent, makes me remember how much I missed you. Hope you're planning to stay for a million days. You'll be my summer in December. Hey boy, trust my intuitions always. I'm not superstitious, I got lucky. Stole your heart and it was mine for the taking. It was mine for the taking. It was mine for a million days. In a million ways. Stole your heart and I got lucky.
Hello and welcome into the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we start off a new CRL season for CRL Spring Qualifiers. We'll see if the Boise State Broncos can continue on the tear that they have had in CRL lately. They had an amazing fall season, looking to do well in the spring season with their eyes on Worlds coming up in the summer. So we'll see how the Broncos do. They are ready to start their gauntlet of qualifying matches, and starting things off for us tonight, I'm your host Jacob Palmer, joined by Joe Chigbrow, calling all the action for you tonight. So now we start getting into the upper echelon as it's time to qualify for CRL. Boise State, one of the teams that had probably one of the most surprising runs, caught a lot of people off guard last semester's fall CRL. What do you think the Broncos has overall been the main thing that's allowed them to shine so much in CRL so far?
I think what the Broncos do really well is a lot of trust and reliance in their team, and then going with that, the consistency to back up that reliance and trust. Working together on those team plays and being creative with their personal play styles really helps them get the job done in any circumstance a lot of the time.
Well, here's an overview of how the tryouts work. This is to qualify for the normal CRL season, and in order to qualify, you have to run a gauntlet of games before you lose too many or get knocked out. The first few rounds are going to be best of 3 matches, and then we're going to see best of 5 matches for the final couple of rounds as Boise State gets closer to qualifying for CRL. In the regular season, it's going to be single elimination, 16-team round robin, best of 5. Broncos had an amazing round. I think it was 13-2 or 11-2 for fall CRL. So if they do just as well for this season, they're currently 3rd overall as the team in CRL. So if they qualify for this season and manage to do as well as they did last semester, we could see them going on to CRL Worlds, which would be huge for the Broncos.
No, that would be really spectacular, and that honestly, it's definitely well within their ability to get it done. We'll just have to see what the road has ahead of them. Every team's been working really hard to get to the point they're at now, so we'll see what's up.
Well, the first opponent the Broncos are going to face that we're going to feature tonight is University of Colorado. The Buffaloes, or the Buffs, as we are going to call them going into this match. And no matter who Broncos are facing off against as they start their CRL journey again for the spring, they're going to want to follow Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League that our own head coach Doc Haskell has to give to them, how to perform your best in Rocket League. And overall, those keys are going to be create mistakes, punish double commits, don't overstay, and bump and demo to disrupt. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned gamer, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. So the Broncos ready to start off their journey towards qualifying for CRL Spring. Their first qualifying match, as I said, is going to be versus the Buffs, Boise State versus Colorado. Let's see how the Broncos do. If all that practice over the winter semester has served them well, so we're ready to head down to the field and get ready for our first kickoff of CRL Spring Qualifiers.
right off the kickoff, an immediate demo onto Durtho, and then another one again in the midfield. Instinct just trying to push past the midfield line. A good counter by Thumper will keep them on the line a little longer. Boise State not quite able to get out of their own ends, but not feeling vaguely threatened yet either. Not a lot of scoring opportunities, and this could be their way out. Starvin up to slow down the play, but it's not going to be enough to stop Instinct from pushing downfield.
Gill and Durtho handing back for the follow-up. Gill is going to flip back and move to try to take it away from Spark. Manages to get a touch on it. Starvin, a shot on goal is going to trickle past the Broncos, put CU Boulder into the lead with one.
Taking a bouncing shot, it will barely slip past the defense off the kickoff here. Instinct goes for the fake, and a good response from Gill means they have immediate pressure. No response from Starvin, and a shot from Instinct bounces off the crossbar. Spark with the clear over to Starvin. Starvin with the cross past the midfield line. Durtho's able to respond to the corner, loses the 50-50, and will roll over to Gill in the other corner. Has Thumper in the way, can't beat him. Instinct with the response, and slowly the Boulder offense kind of crumbles as Durtho's able to push past the midfield line.
Thumper taking it back to Gill. Gill is going to deflect it back over toward Instinct. Durtho gets one touch, now going for two, gets flip reset, moving on toward the goal. Not going to find it, but is credited with a shot on goal.
Instinct's up, and he is able to take the shot. No response from Buff's defense will mean that Instinct is able to soften up this score differential, now at a 0-0. A little bit under 4 minutes. Gill leading the way past the midfield line again, trying to create their own lead. Thumper won't let him have it yet, pushes it to the corner. Durtho with the response. Starvin with the counter, not quite able to do anything with it. Instinct's able to push past the midfield line, past Thumper, and the pass over to Durtho will complete the play. Boise State leads by 1.
Not even halfway through the game, and whatever was plaguing the Broncos earlier on, they have seemed to move past. Instinct is going to try to find the clear, plays it around Starvin, manages to move past Spark, up the wall. Thumper staying in the near corner to try to defend. Starvin pushes it back toward wall. Gill takes it, is unable to win that 50. Thumper pushes it back, but there isn't a pass to anybody, so Instinct then Durtho is going to take it. Durtho plays it around the corner, manages to center it up, demos Thumper, but it takes a bad bounce for Boise State off of Thumper, going to clear it back into Bronco territory.
Instinct's up, he's able to push past the midfield line. He has another touch off the ceiling. Thumper with the immediate read is going to push it to the far corner. Gill has a little bit of time, not a lot of pressure on him yet. Does take the 50-50 out mid. It'll drop down to Durtho, who pops it up, is able to sneak it by one, maybe try to get past another, but he can't get past Thumper. Gill with the response. It won't cross the midfield line yet. They're not giving up the pressure yet. Boise State takes a shot, and they will find a third goal to their name and exactly halfway through this match.
Boise State now leading by 2. Kickoff slightly in favor of Starvin. Thumper has control of it. Instinct trying to take it away. Moving up toward mid. Durtho is going to take it instead. Now moving. The flip resets back into the goal. He's going to find it.
Buffs just not quite able to get a handle on that shot. Now Boise State leading by 3. 50-50. Gill will lose out. Instinct has to race back to get the save, and he's able to do it to roll out in the corner. Gill not quite able to make contact. Spark with a pass over past Boise State defense. Durtho barely getting the save at the right time, getting past one defender, but not able to get past Starvin. The response from Instinct will get them some offensive pressure here, but no one able to take the shot from the pass. Crossing midfield line again, Thumper plays it in the corner.
Durtho now with control of the ball, but not a lot of boost to play with it. Spark's going to quite easily take it away from him. Heads down toward Gill. Off the wall, Gill takes it, off the ceiling, on the near post. Maybe there is a follow-up, one last chance for the Broncos. Durtho tries to set it up, Instinct not quite in the best position. Gill's gonna wait for the play in mid. Plays it back toward the goal, pass to Durtho, and Starvin comes in with the last-minute save.
Starvin creating pressure, has to be Instinct, can't. Instinct with the response to the midfield. Thumper's keeping offensive pressure for the Buff. Block the midfield line. Instinct's able to finally get the clear out. Gill with the response on the 50-50 will win out into the corner. The Buffs defense is just not present right now. Durtho doesn't have enough time to get the shot, however. And now a shot from the ceiling. He could almost, but he doesn't quite. Instinct is up, so is Gill. A little bit of a coordination issue there for a second, but they've worked it out. Durtho now taking the shot from the ceiling, and he's not quite able to finish it. Buffs with some great defensive line will not let it pass.
Durtho takes the pass over to Gil. Gil pushes it up around the corner, isn't going to be able to center it though. Starvin gets a clear back, but Spark is not able to redirect it. He whips on it, giving the Broncos a little bit of breathing room. Spark takes another shot toward the goal, tries to be his own follow-up, but Instinct knocks him out of the way.
Durtho with the demo, Instinct with the top of the crossbar, not quite able to make anything happen with it. Gil's able to keep the offensive pressure a little longer. Buffs defense holding strong in the corner. Now Durtho's up. He takes the pass out mid over to Instinct. Instinct has time. He's taking it towards the wall. We're maybe looking at a solo play here. He goes for the ceiling touch, but he's not quite able to do anything with it. Spark not able to make contact, but Thumper will clear it past the midfield line.
The ball's going to hit the ground, and the Broncos managing to stage quite a rally, ending it a 4-1. And what I like so much is so much on the defense, not only in terms of saves on goal, but there were a lot of kickoffs in which the Buffs tried to put a whole bunch of pressure onto Boise State, and the player I saw kind of stepping up to the plate to save it and get the Broncos back in control was Instinct.
Yeah, there was a lot of midfield play. I felt like there wasn't necessarily that ping pong that we see a lot of the time in the mid game, where there's just kind of clear after clear after clear. It was a lot of 50-50s and fighting on more of a vertical scale to make sure that you got pressure at that midfield line. It was really interesting to see the aerial play come out, especially the use of the ceiling from Boise State offense.
Yeah, they got a couple good pinches off the ceiling, some off of the ground as well. There was one moment where it looked a little bit hairy for the Broncos, where Durtho was trying to clear it out. It took kind of a funky bounce off of one of the Buffs, sent it all the way back to Boise State's goal. Looked like they might be scored on at that time, but they managed to recover beautifully and are now going into Game 2. Remember, at match point, because in the first round of these qualifiers, all of these games are best of 3. So Broncos looking to get a win and continue on their long journey tonight of qualifying for CRL. They did it last semester. I'm sure they can do it again this semester. Let's get into the game to find out.
Right off the bat, the 50-50 goes in favor of Boise State. Gil leading the patrol down the field. They'll hang out the midfield line. Durtho is able to keep the pressure. Keeps it to himself, goes for the play off the wall. Actually flicks past one, tries to get past the second defender, but he can't quite do it. Buffs defense holds strong. Gil with the clear to the other side. Spark is there over to Starvin. Maybe has a play here. Can't win the 50-50. And Instinct will be able to push past the midfield line. A huge push, given that the third man was just demoed.
It's right down in front of the goal. Spark is able to save it. Still waiting in mid. Passes over to Instinct, Instinct takes the shot. It's going to redirect it up into the backboard. Now Durtho looking to get a touch on it. It's going to head over to Gil. Broncos finding themselves pressured a bit in the first minute. Durtho takes it across midfield. Down to Starvin. Past Spark. Now's the chance to center it up. Gil's looking for the play. And it takes a bounce off the crossbar twice. And Broncos not finding their first goal.
No goals yet for either team in this game 2. Fighting very hard in the Buffs defensive end. They're not quite able to make anything of it. Instinct now looking for a play here. Gets the pass over to Durtho, who gets the doink. Blocked last minute by Starvin. Now Gil passes mid. Nobody's there. Spark has the clear out. Starvin will follow it up, and they will cross the midfield line. Gil is the last man standing for the defensive line. A demo attempt from the Buffs, but it won't be any good. Gil stays strong, and now the pressure is in favor of Boise State.
Spark, control the ball, pass Instinct over to Starvin. Gil saves. It's going to be the second shot on goal for CW Boulder, but Boise State is going to take one themselves. Opportunity for Gil to take it. He heads past it, leaving an open goal. And the Broncos are going to get scored on with 3 minutes, 12 seconds left.
A lead that the Buffs are familiar with from Game 1. This time they just have to hold on to it. Instinct, the 50-50 kind of floats in the air, but Spark is able to get to it first. The pass off mid, bounces down. A good read from Durtho will drop it mid. Not quite able to do anything with it yet. Gil is the last man here. Starvin sets up a play. Durtho is able to get the block first, however. Instinct leading the charge, is able to get past one. Thumper's in the air. Maybe a pass over to Spark here on the ceiling, but they can't quite do anything with it. Durtho is able to hit it to the corner. Gil with a follow-up. He's probably able to get past the midfield line, but he doesn't make quality contact. And now the Buffs get to reset their offensive play. Durtho barely able to keep that from happening for a second longer, and now Gil with the pass over to Instinct. He will cross the midfield line off a demo from Durtho.
Instinct still has control. Thumper takes it away. Durtho, quick rotation back. Pass over to Instinct, intercepted by Starvin, breaking it up. Gil takes it, plays it down to the ground. Instinct to follow. Thumper gets a touch on it, going to send it back toward the Broncos' goal. Durtho now takes it back across midfield, down into Spark. Instinct tries to wrestle it away from Spark, but it's going to head back toward Boise State's goal. Gill hanging back to defend. Durtho commits on the save. Gill is able to deliver on it, taking a bounce back toward the Buffs' goal. We'll see if the Broncos can equalize this.
Shot after shot towards the Buffs defensive line, but they're not able to break through yet. Boise State fighting for their offensive pressure. Gill has to keep it in control. Pass over to Durtho. Durtho's in the air, has Starvin in the way. Gill's able to respond. No, Starvin dunks him as well. The pressure is all in favor of the Buffs. No one is back, and 2 50-50s gone south for Boise State will lead to CU Boulder scoring a second goal here.
And almost all the shots on goal that Boise State has pushed onto the Buffs have been able to save, except for that one. Durtho is going to take this back into a one-goal game, still very much anybody's game.
50-50. Durtho's able to get there first. He leaves it off the wall, goes for the solo play, might have a pinch off the ceiling, has the flip reset blocked by Spark. Now Gill taking towards the wall himself, has to get past Thumper, wins the 50-50, has control still, but can't get past Starvin. Instinct is looking to respond first. He does get in the way, but he can't do anything else. A clear over. Durtho barely gets a touch on it, but not a really positive one, as Gill is now pushing it into the corner and try to find a way out.
Durtho moving up the wall. Gill's going to clear out the goal by eliminating Thumper. The two still from the Buffs managed to hold firm. Been 7 total saves by the Buffs. Holding strong this round. 1 minute left for the Broncos to tie this up. Huge play by Instinct. Under Starvin right into Spark, and it's still a save. Broncos still trailing by 1.
Just a little bit under a minute here. And Durtho gets the sliding shot underneath a pre-jumping defender. Boise State have tied it up with 41 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for either team to walk away with this. The pressure is immediately in favor of Boise State as Gill is responding first to the kickoff pop-up. Instinct gets the read off the wall. It'll bounce in the corner. It won't go anywhere yet. Thumper pushing towards the wall. A pass over to Starvin. Blocked by Instinct. It's heading mid. This could be the moment. Durtho's not quite able to finish it. And now the clear from Thumper. Boise State might have to play a little defense. Instinct pushing towards the walls. Able to get past one, able to get past two, but he cannot get past Starvin, the last man standing. Thumper playing it on the wall. He's going to look for a pass out mid to Spark. He just can't do it. Durtho with the response.
Less than 10 seconds left. Maybe one more shot the Broncos can count on to go. What a redirect by Gill that might set something up. The ball heads back toward mid, and we're heading into overtime.
Gill not quite able to win the kickoffs. Durtho with a big push downfield. Thumper is in the way. He gets the clear towards the side wall. Spark now waiting. Instinct clears it towards the other corner where Durtho is. Just kind of waiting it out. Has Starvin to beat, but he can't. Gill with the 50-50 will spill out the Spark. Spark has the lead here. He looks for an offensive play. Instinct with the clear out. Starvin will be able to respond first and passes over to Thumper. Pump on the Spark here. Could create some space for Durtho, but he's not quite able to make contact.
Durtho with the redirect and a double touch. Trying to push it into the goal. Gill's going to hang back as the defensive player. Plays around 2, might just take the goal himself. Thumper comes in the last moment to be able to save for the Buffs. One shot onto the goal. Durtho saves it. My goodness, the Broncos are hanging on.
Just kind of hanging in the midair now.
Oh,
Could
no.
be an opportunity here. Oh! Barely saved at the last moment by Instinct. Another shot's coming in. Instinct making another save, keeping the play alive. Starvin towards the corner. Not able to make anything of it yet. Gill is able to push past 1, has to get past 2. Spark is going to be in the air. Nope, Thumper responds first as the midfield line. Durtho is in the way. He does win the 50-50. Could be an opportunity here. Has a shot opportunity. Has to get the shot down, but he can't quite. Instinct having to play it slow, buy time for his team. Leaves it for Gill, who takes the shot. It'll just be deflected by Buffs defense. Instinct is still in the air. The shot after shot. And
there
it finally
you go.
in. Boise State finding the third goal after a little bit under 1.5 of overtime.
Wow, what a thrilling match. Well, Boise State Esports is always looking for new talent to join us in our varsity games, as well as production and broadcast positions. Top talent, along with good grades and eligibility, can improve your chances as well. So, go to boisestate.edu/esports to find more information on tryouts. Wow. Oh, it came down to the wire. You know, we talk so much about, either, Durtho or Gill making these flashy offensive plays, but you got to hand it. Instinct was the one who saved it for Boise State there.
Instinct definitely came in clutch in the last few seconds of that overtime, keeping the play alive. Not to say that they didn't have the opportunity as well in Game 3, but it was a really good showing from Instinct and from the Broncos as a whole to stay strong despite those stressful situations, despite starting down in both of those games.
Well, we're only one game into it. The Broncos have a ways to go, but I think I need to take a breather. So we're going to be back with the second game of the CRL Rocket League qualifiers. The Broncos have started off strong. Can they keep the win streak going? We'll find out after this.
You take really strong players from disparate communities and you put them together on teams with expert coaching.
So you mean to tell me by all the hands in the room, everybody in here is that top 2%?
It's ultimate, it's a 1v1, and Prestige does it!
It's not every day that you're a kid like me and you get to have this experience.
Something, he gets one.
This boot camp is really about finding out every weakness.
There's no such thing as a big mistake at this level.
I have people in the crowd there cheering my name on. I have to give them a show.
That feeling of just being up on stage and having a whole crowd of people, it's unbeatable.
1v1, but... Oh, why would you pick him?
I love this. I want to do this every day.
Another hit!
You didn't make a choice, so you were just looking at things.
If you want to go pro, sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
Jump up and down, you're a crowd, you're casters. It's a transformational experience.
That was a light switch, and now I see what it's all about.
A lot of players here right now are caught up in winning their tournaments 5-10 years down the road. They're not going to remember who won.
Hello and welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we are going to continue our coverage of the Collegiate Rocket League season's start. We have already had an incredible first match. My name is Audrey Norris. I'm going to be subbing in for Jem Palmer, and we are going to be continuing where we left off. And so would you like to catch us up really quick where we were previously?
We just actually got to see a great performance from Boise State University playing the Buffs. It was a tight game 2 in a best of 3, but they ended up taking it after 1 minute and 30 seconds of overtime. A very good showing from Instinct on defense, kept them alive at the very last moment.
Yeah, what do you think that Boise State might need to change up so that way overtime is not a reality for this next game here?
To be honest, I'm not necessarily sure, other than they might just need a second to get warmed up. It felt like in both games. I mean, they were butt down originally in both games, right? So maybe that early game is something they need to think about a little bit more, or maybe they just need the time to warm up. When you come into a new game and it's fresh, it takes a second sometimes to get all the way back into it.
Yeah, as always, it's the beginning of the season, and as we know, it's just gonna take a little bit of time to warm up and get ready. And mistakes will always happen in the first match, so it'll be interesting to see how both teams kind of just set up and get ready for the next match that we'll be going into soon here. And as always, we have to remember Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. It is to create mistakes, punish the DBL commit, don't overstay, and bump your opponents to disrupt. It's really important to remember to follow all of Doc's keys to the game. And as always, Doc's keys to the game are brought to you by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry events and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com. So as we get into this next match, we're going to be seeing Boise State going up against a new competitor, it looks like. Not going to join quite on kickoff, as we see. We're going to get right into the match. Boise State already on CSU Long Beach's side, vying for the ball.
Right off the bat, looks like Boise State might be leading in this series. Not entirely sure. Instinct is able to run the defensive end right now for Long Beach. Durtho trying to create an opportunity here. Can't quite do it. Gill trying to respond. Instinct now pushing towards the wall, looking for a solo play maybe or a pass. Opts for the pass up in the air. Durtho just barely blocked by Dog. A push towards the wall will slow it down. Lamp in the air. Able to take the shot, but not quite able to get it past Instinct as it pushes towards the corner end.
Ooh, nice shot there from San Diego State, taking the first goal of the game. Instinct tries to bounce the ball away from the goal, but they are lying in wait and get a nice clean shot, bouncing it off of Durtho, actually, which is always unfortunate when you end up assisting the other team and getting the first goal.
Yeah, maybe just a slight defensive mishap there for Boise State right off the beginning, but as we've seen in their first series, it doesn't necessarily count them out yet, and they certainly don't count themselves out. Gill pushing past one offender, but not able to get past the second. Instinct with a big clear downfield is able to get past Pleb. Lamp is the only one waiting in the way. Has to slow play it in the corner. Doesn't have a good angle to get out. Has to try to go for the solo play, but he can't. Instinct will beat him instead. Gill looking for the play past Lamp. He is able to get it. No response yet from San Diego. Not quite able to get out of their own corner. Instinct finally getting beat by Dog, meaning that they're going to create some offensive pressure here, but they do end up getting a little bit of a hole in their own defense here, not quite able to block this shot.
Ooh, yeah, you can see Dog bounce it off the side here for NPleb, just waiting. Boise State not quite able to get up to the goal. Now down 2-0 with 3 minutes left on the clock as we go into kickoff here. Boise State is going to get control of the ball, but San Diego State is going to return it. Though with a demo there, it gives Boise State the chance to bounce it away from their goal.
Dog looking for the play, but he can't quite do it. Durtho blocked. A good shot over towards the back end. Gill is barely able to block at the last moment. We're getting about halfway through this game now, and no offensive pressure for Boise State. They're not able to get past their midfield line. Gill with a big bang downfield, but it'll just be blocked by Dog, diffused in the corner even. Durtho looks for the pass off the top of the net, but he's not able to do it. Pleb is pushing downfield, is past one defender. Boise State relying on Gill to get out of there, but he can't quite do it. Instinct now has to help and work towards the other corner, and they can't quite do that either. Durtho gets it under one, but not well enough to cross the midfield line. And a response from Gill, the 50-50 will just spill out to the other side, and we'll play it at the midfield a little longer.
Ooh, Instinct clearing it over to San Diego State's side. Gill tries to go in, but it's bounced over him. Pleb and Durtho go at it, trying to get the ball. Instinct tries to rebound it. It's back on Boise State's side. It's not what they want right now, but they're just going to have to keep defending the goal. Ooh, but unfortunately, Instinct isn't quite where he needs to be, allowing Lamp to get the next goal of the game.
Just a poor 50-50 from Boise State defense, puts Instinct in an awkward spot, and Lamp just takes the shot wherever at the net and finds a third goal for San Diego. Still plenty of time for Boise State, but They have a long upward walk to go for. Gill not able to get past the midfield line on his own. Instinct working with the play from Pleb, not quite able to do it at the midfield line. Gill just able to get over one, not able to get past Lamp. It'll hang in the midfield air a little bit longer. And now relying on Instinct to get out of their own end, but they can't quite do it. This could be a scary situation. Both defenders on the wall. It just feels like the pace of the game has slowed down significantly from Boise State.
Yeah, Boise State, gets a nice shot on goal, though, from Instinct. Starting to try and get the match back in their favor. Gill drives it down to their side, passing it to Instinct, who gets a nice, clean corner shot there. Bringing it now up to 3-1 in favor of San Diego State with 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Boise State still has a good chance, but they definitely don't want to be spending a lot of time on their side, which unfortunately Pleb is going to try and take advantage of that, take a shot on goal.
Dog taking another shot towards the goal, and there's just no one in the way. Boise State will drop their initial climb back into this game immediately. No response here. It looks like Instinct just anticipated a different kind of shot, and Gill was not quite ready to be the backup. Maybe not the first game they were kind of hoping for, but still have plenty of time, and being in a best of 5 now, they have plenty of Rocket League ahead of them. Gill's trying to lead that charge anyway. Gets past one. The pinch on the ground will get past a second, but it won't get past Pleb, who will push it past the midfield line again.
Yeah, Dog trying to get control of the ball, goes over to San Diego's side. Durtho tries to take the shot, but it's cleared before he can get close. Instinct now trying to gain control of the ball. Pleb and Gill fighting off. 1 minute remaining. Boise State now going to try and get it over to San Diego State side as quick as possible for as many shots. Durtho tries to come in and back up Instinct. Gill goes in for another shot, but Lamp's there waiting, bouncing it away from the goal. Dog and Lamp working together to clear it away, with Instinct lying in wait, trying to set up a shot for Durtho here.
Durtho with the pass over to Instinct, blocked by Lamp. The roll against the sidewall. Gill playing it slow. Not quite able to do anything with it yet. Durtho in the corner. Pleb is able to keep it in the corner and defuse the play a little longer to roll across, but Lamp has the response. Rolling up the wall. Lamp is finally able to get past the midfield line. Maybe look for another shot. Blocked by Durtho. Played at the midfield line. Not quite able to do anything with it yet. And the slow down from Boise State as they try to find a way past their own midfield line.
10 seconds left. Pleb is going to try and take another shot on Boise State's goal. Gill and Durtho double commit. Pleb tries to set up one more, and Instinct launches it away as the ball hits the ground, having San Diego State take the first game of this best out of 3.
Yeah, it was kind of not the showing we saw originally in the first series from Boise State. I feel like that slow start might be something that is kind of not necessarily part of their strategy, but something they're maybe a little bit comfortable with, kind of feeling out what kind of team they're playing against. And it definitely felt like both play styles from both teams. Obviously, one team is completely different, right? So the play style shifted, and maybe now is the time to think about how are we gonna counter that going into game 2.
Yeah, it definitely felt like we spent a lot of time on Boise State's side there, which was a lot of them just trying to figure out how to deal with this new team. And so I think, yeah, like you're saying, we're going to see a new progression as they're trying to figure out this new team and hopefully get a little bit more play on the other side, since they did not get to take as many shots on goal as I think they would have liked.
No, and I definitely think between Durtho and Instinct and Gill being just a very solid all-round midfielder, this is not a team that's necessarily comfortable spending a lot of time on the defensive end. They like to take shot after shot after shot and break down defenses over time. And we'll have to see if that's what remains true going into game 2 here. Off the bat, Durtho working with Instinct, barely not able to cross the midfield line and get any pressure. But a good demo will mean that Gill has a little bit of space. Lamp with the pass over to no one. Durtho playing it towards the wall, not quite able to do anything with it as Lamp is able to get there first. Gill slowing down the play in the corner, just not trying to give up any ground. Pleb with the beat. It might roll in front of the net, and a good response from Pleb, but he's not quite able to get enough downward momentum to put the ball into the back of the net and score the first goal. Instinct with the lead across the midfield line. Dog with the 50-50 over to Pleb. It'll spill out mid. Durtho with the response, and Boise State out of the gate winning here in game 2.
Yeah, you can see Instinct tries to get a shot on goal, but Pleb bounces it just into a perfect spot for Durtho to recover. Lamp tried to counter it, but wasn't quite fast enough to win the 50-50 there, giving Boise State the first goal of the game with a comfortable 4 minutes left for it to go either way.
50-50 in favor of Boise State. Dog trying to get the bounce clear out. Can't quite get past Durtho. The help of Instinct. They have a little bit more pressure. And maybe another shot here. Lamp has the clear. Gil can get the response. Pushes it towards the net. Might have an open net, but he cannot quite beat Dog. That's okay. They have a little bit more space. Durtho playing it past one. Looks for the air dribble past another. Gil with the shot. It'll just hang out in the midfield line. We're seeing a lot more pressure in favor of Boise State in this game too. But this could be an opportunity for Lamp. Nope, bumped at the last moment. Gil is able to keep it out. Takes the 50-50, and it will just diffuse in front of the net.
Oh, Lamp trying to go for a shot. Durtho knocks it away. Pleb is there lying in wait, but Instinct is there too. Still on Boise State's side, but they're trying to clear it. Manages to get over Dog, but Lamp bounces it back once again. Gil trying to clear it. Durtho able to help him out there, bring it up into the air over to San Diego State's side, but Pleb knocks it away from him. Gil goes for the shot, but Dog blocks it. Currently just a lot of back and forth here. Boise State trying to keep it clear, but San Diego State is not letting up yet as we hit the 3-minute marker in this match.
Lamp able to push past two Boise State defenders. Gil tries to create some pressure. Bumped, however, Pleb will get the space he needs to push it out. Instinct over to Durtho off the wall. Pleb will push it out mid. There's no response yet. Lamp with the shot, blocked by Gil. It'll push towards the corner, a safe zone for either team. Not quite able to make anything of it yet. Durtho with the 50-50 in the midfield is able to get past one. Beats the second. Creates a lot of space for Boise State, but not able to make a goal happen yet. Gil with the shot opportunity from the pass, not able to make anything happen. Instinct puts it off the crossbar, and that might have to be a reset for Boise State offense as they're now battling for possession at the midfield line.
Ooh, solid demo there, allowing Instinct to try and get some air on the ball. Durtho goes in for the shot, but Pleb blocks it. Boise State still has control of the ball, however, as Gil tries to launch it towards the goal. Gets another demo, allowing Instinct to get a clean shot on goal.
A good cleanup teamwork from offense on Boise State University's end. Gil seeing that his teammate probably has the play behind him. All he needs to do is create a path for him. Going for that demo play, any kind of bump, or just getting the defender to at least move out of the way is enough for Boise State to come ahead with 2-0 against San Diego State right now.
Yeah, with a little bit over 2 minutes left on the clock, Boise State is already putting up the pressure, putting it over on San Diego State's side here. Instinct and Durtho setting up another goal, getting a quick one right after the second goal of the game, now bringing Boise State up to 3-0.
You can see Gil here actually harassing the last man again, making sure he stayed in the net a little bit longer than he might have felt comfortable, just to make sure that that defender is not going to jump and make the save. Boise State now 3 goals up on San Diego, a complete flip from what we saw in the last game at this point. Still plenty of time for San Diego State to turn it around, but they have to find a way to gain any ground at all on Boise State's offense.
Yeah, Lamp trying to dribble down towards goal, but he loses control of the ball a little bit when Pleb tries to help him out. Instinct is able to get the ball into the air. Gil recovers it for him, but it's left out in the open. Lamp tries to take a shot. Gil saves it as Dog tries to get it back into a spot for the rest of his team. Durtho isn't having it, though, so he's going to try and clear it over to San Diego State's side.
Lamp is trying to slow down the play at the midfield line. Pleb tries to do the same. Gil has a little bit of space, takes the pass downfield, can't beat Dog. Durtho on the wall, looks at the pass out mid, can't quite do it. Gil playing back in the corner, has possession, can get past one, has to get past two, however. Does have the first guy. Durtho is up, not able to take the shot from that position. Instinct with the block is able to keep pressure a little longer. Pleb actually not getting the touch he wanted, might have almost scored on his own net, but thanks to the help of his third man, will stay alive a little longer. Battle at the midfield line now. Instinct with the play towards the corner. Lamp is in the way. Not going to let him have any piece of that. Gil tries to get the pass, but Dog is just waiting there patiently for the rebound. And now pass from Dog over to Pleb. Blocked the last minute by Boise State at the midfield line and stopping a passing play before it even happened.
Ooh, Instinct and Durtho taking control of the ball. There's no one in the goal. Durtho gets the hat trick at the end there, just launching it from midfield over to San Diego State's goal, as they were all out of rotation right there. Ooh.
A massive coordination error from San Diego State, committing maybe one too many players to that passing play. But at this stage, when you have this little time left on the clock, it is a very much all or nothing. You have to make goals happen, and if goals get scored against you, you can't lose more.
Yeah, currently Pleb trying to make something with the ball, but Gil and Instinct are just waiting there, just keeping the goal safe right now. We've got 30 seconds left. Durtho's going to try and dribble the ball over to their goal once again. Dog's going to try and contest him. Luckily, Pleb was there to help him out, but Instinct pops up the ball. Might be another goal for Boise State if San Diego State isn't able to keep it away from them. Instinct tries to go in, just narrowly deflected. 9 seconds left on the clock now. Boise State is just keeping up the pressure right now, refusing to let them even get near the goal as Instinct bounces the ball away once again. It hits the ground. Boise State now ties up the game 1-1.
Yeah, and we can see a complete shift in pressure. Even the statistics here will show that Boise State had literally 2/3 of the shots in this match over San Diego State. They also used the most boost, but weirdly enough, didn't have the most side control.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, actually, like the flip from that there, because I feel like in the match that we watched previously between the two where San Diego State won, they definitely had the stronger side control, and now that Boise State, like we talked about, is warmed up, they definitely seem to be taking a lot more just side control and time overall in the game.
Yeah, I feel like maybe, again, not necessarily that's a strategy to lose the first game, but more so they're comfortable feeling out that first game in these longer series, and they're comfortable making the best of the time that they are given on the other end of the field, making sure that the shots are quality, the passes are quality, and Gil just doing an upstanding job of making sure that that stuff, even the normal shots and passing plays, are quality by just clearing out defenders before they even get a chance to block the play.
I mean, after all, even if you lose a match, you might as well try and take something from it, right? So always good to use it to make sure that your next match is going to go as smooth as possible. So I think Boise State definitely having a little bit more of the upper hand now. We'll have to see going into this next match. We are 1-1, which means whoever wins this next one is just going to be able to take it, but we'll have to see as we go into the next match.
There we go. Okay.
We're in.
Looks like right off the bat, going right back to that midfield battle, Instinct will win it out, kind of falling on the clear from San Diego State there. Durtho playing it towards the wall, looking for the solo play. Dog will block him. Lamp up, opting to go for that solo play, maybe a flip reset. Doesn't get it. Gil will just slow play it around, passing it over to Instinct. Takes it down the wall. They're not out of San Diego's corner yet, so they don't really have a lot of pressure regardless. Durtho just slow playing it around one. Dog is up to get the block. Durtho tried to bump him. X ends up going for the other bump. Gil takes the shot, but it will get blocked at the last moment by San Diego third man. Now an opportunity here for Boise State. They're continuing to mount this pressure, continuing to look for opportunities to score. Gil is just trying to create a pass down from the ceiling, but it's not quite able to create an opportunity for Durtho.
Ooh, ball pops up, but Pleb is able to deflect it away from the goal as Lamp tries to recover and gain control for San Diego once again. Goes over to Instinct, however. Pleb and Durtho trying to take some control as well, but Lamp is able to drive it away from him, getting it back over to Boise State's side. Instinct drives it up the wall, but Pleb deflects it, and Durtho backs him up to prevent the goal. And Gil is now just going to try and take control. Boise State just trying to keep the control of the ball right now and set up for a shot while San Diego is just trying to get it over to Boise State's side.
Durtho with the shot. Oh, it looks like a demo from Gil on the Lamp. Will actually clear out a defender that was going to rotate into play rather than a defender that was already in the way. A great play from Gil will create an easy open net. And Durtho walking away with the first goal in this match as well. Boise State leading. They're feeling pretty comfortable right now. They've already shaved a minute and a half off the clock. We'll have to see if that mounting pressure remains true as Gil is able to win the kickoff immediately.
Yeah, Gil driving it up the wall, trying to set up something for Instinct and Durtho, but doesn't quite land it where they need it, so he's going to try and set it up again. Instinct, is unfortunately demoed, not able to set up the ball, allowing Pleb to try and gain some control for San Diego right now. Gil missing another shot. Players are just kind of struggling to get their lineups right now as a bunch of people go in for the ball. Durtho goes in for the shot, but Dog deflects it. Pleb now just going to drive it across to Boise State's side with Instinct trying to line up for the ball. Durtho helps him out. Pleb is not letting up, though, passing it over to Lamp, who's going to bounce it against the wall for Pleb. Close save there for Gil, but he manages to keep it out of Boise State's goal, allowing Instinct to drive it over to San Diego State's side.
Instinct looking for a play in the corner, gets the pass off the wall. Durtho going for that doomsy dish, but not quite able to get it. Gil with the shot underneath is able to get past one, but not able to get past Dog, stalling it out of the midfield, leaving it for Lamp. Pleb is trying to continue the pass downfield, but he can't quite get a good touch on it. Dog blocked by Durtho means that Gil could have an opportunity to be in the way here. He does. Gets up immediately, maybe looks for a pass over to Durtho, goes for the flip reset, cannot get a quality contact after the flip, however. Instinct trying to battle it out at the midfield, but ends up losing out to San Diego State. They have the pressure right now. They just need to find a shot and put it in the back of the net, but Instinct is keeping it out, trying to look for a pass over to Durtho. He does get it off the wall. Instinct is going for it again, but he can't quite do anything with it. Gil's rotated back so Durtho can cut in again. They're not able to get past Pled at the midfield line. San Diego State battling for this next goal. They really want to tie it up at this point. They don't want to give any more leads at all. Boise State just not allowing it.
Ooh. Ball's close to Boise State's goal, but luckily Durtho coming in here and able to keep the ball away. Passes it over to Instinct. Dog tries to intercept the ball. Does successfully send it over to one of his teammates as Pleb tries to make a goal. Luckily, Durtho was lying in wait, able to deflect the ball and send it over to San Diego's side. Now just going to launch the ball upwards as Gill tries to gain control of the ball, launches it over to the wall. Not quite where Boise State wants it yet, as Pleb is able to get it away. Gill intercepts, brings it over to the other side. Durtho tries to go in for the waterfall, but isn't able to get it as Dog knocks it away from the goal.
We're definitely seeing a completely different game than our first two games. No blowouts on either end. A lot of battling going on, not necessarily in the midfield in this game, but a lot in front of both teams' nets. And a shot finally from Boise State, but it'll be blocked by Pleb. It hangs in the midfield. Durtho can take a shot here off the ceiling back to himself, but doesn't have enough boost to make the play happen. Across the midfield line, Dog has a shot opportunity. Gill's just going to deflect it out into the corner. Has Pleb in the way. Pleb takes the bouncing shot, puts it under. Gill catches Boise State off guard and puts them in a tying position with less than a minute left on the clock. We could see another overtime. I'm curious what it will look like for these next 43 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe those bouncing shots is what it takes to beat Boise State defense.
Yeah. Both teams seem to be evenly matched now, kind of figuring out each other's strategies as the 50-50 doesn't really go either way. Durtho knocks it over to their goal, but Dog rotates there to intercept as Gill tries to set it up again for another player. Lamp intercepts as well. 30 seconds now on the clock. We could very well go into overtime as Boise State deflects another shot on goal. Pleb tries to go in one more time, though, and manages to get the score. 2-1, San Diego State's favor. Boise State is now going to have to be really careful here if they want to make up the shots and potentially take the game.
Yeah, a coordination error from Boise State will give San Diego a way to win this game now before time even expires. Losing a lead like that can't feel good, but they'd still have time to make it happen. Maybe an open goal here, and it is. Just looks like the pass was a little too long. No one really there for Gill's pass. No one in the midfield line. No one in that highway area to defend Boise State's net.
Boise State definitely had a rotation error there, now giving San Diego State an advantage by 2. With only about 16 seconds left, Boise State really is just going to have to try their best as Pleb and Lamp are going to just try to put the pressure on. 8 seconds left on the board. Durtho's going to try and drive it all the way over to their side, try and keep it in the air. Instinct tries to go in for the shot, but it hits the ground before it can go through the goal, giving San Diego the advantage in this game.
We can see a shift actually in side control now in favor of Boise State University with 56%. It definitely felt like they had a lot of pressure that game, but only one goal to their name. Maybe they need to mix it up a little bit more and go for more of those demo plays, but whatever happened that last game, they had a grip on it. They had all that steam from game 2, but they couldn't quite close it out. 43 seconds, 3 goals scored on them.
Yeah, their steam definitely petered out in that final match there, allowing San Diego State to take advantage of that and start to put the pressure on them as well, which ended up causing Boise State to make a lot of errors at the end there, allowing them to get that hat trick at the end, because I think it was Pleb that got all 3 goals in that last match, if I remember correctly.
I think so. I could be wrong.
Was, just definitely Boise State kind of had a blind side for that guy while he was just doing, just scoring over and over and over again at the end there. But it definitely shows how much can change in these matches, just even with such evenly matched teams in, playoffs like this.
Yeah, I feel like we say it a lot. We say, there's plenty of time for a comeback, and I feel like those comebacks rarely happen, but that's a prime example of how you kind of have to keep your mind open, or even as the clock comes to a close, unless it's physically impossible, it could happen.
Yeah, you never know. So you just got to keep trying, and if you manage to pull it off, feels even better, too, when you get to do that.
Absolutely. We'll have to see if Boise State is able to get back some of that steam they had in Game 2. Now I bet San Diego's feeling pretty good about themselves. Instinct not quite able to make any plays happen there. Durtho just petering out on the wall. Gill has a response here. Slow plays it in the corner. Does get past one. Has one more to get past. Ends up losing the 50-50 to Lamp, but Instinct has his back. They'll push past the midfield line, looking for an opportunity here now. Durtho is up to keep the play alive a little longer. Dog not quite able to get a good touch on that, so Instinct will follow it up the wall. Maybe looks for another opportunity off the ceiling, but he can't quite do it. It'll pinch past the midfield line. Durtho just has to get it out, but he doesn't make contact. A shot here from Pleb, blocked by Gil. It's over to Dog. Durtho's able to play it slow enough to get past one. Can he get past the second? He can't. Gil keeping pressure a little bit longer, but no shot opportunities for Boise State yet.
Ooh, Instinct bouncing the ball up to the wall, but Pleb knocks it away from him. Durtho deflects it back over to Instinct as they bring it over to San Diego State side. Gil is set up for a shot, but Pleb deflects it away. Durtho tries to follow up, but it bounces away from him as Instinct tries to set up a waterfall shot that is blocked by Pleb and Lamb. San Diego State do not want to go down easy right now and get a demo on Durtho, trying to clear up the goal here.
Shot over from Instinct, creating space. Dog with the clear out, but Durtho with the response towards the backboard. 3 defenders actually up for that. Gil off the sidewall is not able to do anything else with it. Instinct with the pass off the sidewall as well. It'll just magically end up right on top of Dog there as he gets the clear. Now a demo on to Gil. Gil getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine. San Diego coming out on top in the first few minutes of this game 4 now.
Yeah, as you can see here, just the quick demo made an easy spot there for San Diego to just pop the ball over and into the goal. As we go into the kickoff, 50-50 here. Goes over to Boise State's side. Pleb tries to get a shot on goal, but it bounces off the backboard there, allowing Durtho to gain control and try and drive past. Pleb once again deflecting it, though. Doesn't want to let Durtho get past the defenses this time.
A good play from Durtho. He has an opportunity here. Lamp doesn't make contact, so Durtho will jump on it immediately. A great double touch off a passing play. You can see this play started all the way in their defensive end. Durtho just showing off that mechanical skill to find the back of the net here and put them back in this game. They're not out of the count yet. They have some of that steam left. Now, 3 minutes left on the clock. Boise State ramping up that offense just like they always do. Durtho leading the charge off of a ceiling touch here. Not able to get anything more of it. He actually gets double commit 50-50 there, and so he will not be able to win out. Instinct not quite able to make contact there either.
Ooh, Lamp hits the backboard. Dog tries to set it up for Lamp, and it doesn't go into the goal, just barely bounces out of the side. San Diego is not going to be happy about that one as Dog tries to recover the ball for them. Durtho knocks it away from him, over Lamp and back towards San Diego State side. And then once again over to Boise State side. We're just going back and forth right now as each team is trying to gain footing on the ball once again. Instinct launches it up into the air, tries to get a setup. Ooh, pops it up for Durtho, who bounces it off the top of the goal there.
Look at this play from Instinct. He gets not one, but 2 defenders. He bumps everyone out of the way. That goes from a completely secured net to no one there at all. A great play from Instinct to keep Boise State's opportunities alive here. Finding a second goal. Looks like those bumps are actually being a really big part of this series overall for both Boise State and San Diego.
That was a really close shot there as Gil almost got into the goal with Instinct trying to follow up. San Diego State is already in trouble. Boise State trying to just get as many shots on goal as quick as possible. Instinct tries to take the ball from San Diego, but Lamp and Dog keep control of it as they drive it over to Boise State's goal, try to pop it up, but it is blocked and just bounces off the backboard there. Instinct now tries to take control. Dog deflects it from him, so Gil and Durtho back him up, bringing it over to San Diego State's side. Nice aerial from Durtho there, but it's deflected by Dog. However, with the demo on him, it leaves the goal open. They're not quite able to get the shot as Pleb drives next to them and keeps the ball away from a good position for scoring.
Durtho trying to create a third goal, can't quite do it yet. Instinct following off the wall, maybe looks for a solo play here. He's able to get past one, has to dribble past another, but he can't do it. Bounce off the wall over to Durtho. Dog with the response is not going to give him any time to remain in control of the play. Lamp will just take a shot. Durtho is able to get in the way of the finality on that one. It'll just fit her out in the midfield line. Pleb with the 50-50 will hang out mid. Instinct with the shot all the way downfield. It barely won't go all the way in. San Diego did have a defender there, however. Durtho trying to create another opportunity, but Gil has to lead off the wall instead. Has Dog in the way, and Lamp is able to get past both. Could just be open, and it is. Instinct will find the third goal for Boise State off of a great outplay here from Gil. You can see he pushes it around the wall. He has Dog in the way, but just is able to get past both of them, and a little bit of a miscommunication as well will lead to Boise State hopping on that opportunity. With 48 seconds left on the clock, we've seen a situation just like this last game where San Diego State was able to come back. We'll have to see if Boise State can hold on to their lead.
Yeah, currently with a 2-point lead, Boise State does not want to give that up with 40 seconds left, as we've been talking about. Pleb is going to try his best, though. Dog trying to back him up. They're going to keep the ball on Boise State's side, but Gill is already there, ready to defend, with Durtho backing him up. 30 seconds now. They definitely going to be wanting to take a shot on goal here, but Instinct takes the ball from them and tries to pop it over to their goal, allowing Durtho to get another hat trick.
A great play all around. A good pass over from Instinct. You can see Durtho ends up going for kind of this weird ground pop shot, catching San Diego State defense off guard a little bit with less than 30 seconds left on the clock. This game is coming pretty close to undoable for San Diego State. We'll have to see how much more they're willing to do, and they just can't quite get it. That'll be another goal for Boise State. A very, very spicy shot that would have been if it did go in for San Diego State, but just that all-or-nothing play just ending up being nothing this time around, as Durtho was able to get an immediate response and a shot all the way downfield from a barely miss from San Diego.
Yeah, Durtho just getting point after point for Boise State here as we go into the next kickoff. Ball isn't really going to go anywhere as both cars don't really gain any momentum. 8 seconds now. Instinct's just going to try and keep control of the ball. Boise State wants it to hit as soon as they possibly can, though Instinct might try to go for one more goal, giving Lamp the chance to try and bounce it back for his team. Gill's going to bounce it into the ground, though, giving Boise State the first win of this round.
You can see side control still a tiny bit favored in Boise State. The boost is exactly on the middle for both teams here, but you can see shots are actually right back to that 2/3 favored in Boise State. The pressure was totally going for them in that game. I'm curious, what do you think might have shifted from that last game and the game we saw just now?
I think that what shifted a lot was just Boise State kind of wising up to just the danger of letting them control the ball too much on their side. As we've been seeing, what's allowing Boise State to win right now is just if they can keep the side control and the shots up as much as possible. The more shots they've been taking, the more that they've been able to keep San Diego just kind of off balance. And I think that they realized that when they let them take more shots on their goal too, they started making a lot of mistakes. And so I think they tightened up those mistakes so that way they could deal with that and just try and make San Diego create as many shots and mistakes as possible for themselves.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think I'm kind of surprised at not necessarily like manic demos like we see a lot in esports towers, but bumps and demos are playing a really key role in finding the back of the net in this series for both teams, it feels like. Definitely for Boise State, especially though, with Gill and Instinct having that really good play as well. Just, I don't know, it seems like both teams are starting to respect each other's defense to the point where they just need to get more physically involved.
Yeah. As we go into the next kickoff here, Gill gets control of the ball, but Pleb is going to bounce it away from his side. Lamp knocks it over towards Boise State's goal, but he doesn't have a lot of backup right now, so he's going to have to be careful setting up his shots, which allows Instinct to take it over to San Diego State's side here. Lamp is going to rotate back, trying to prepare to protect his goal as Durtho contests Dog for the ball, is able to bounce it to a spot, but Instinct can't get the goal follow up with two people there protecting their goal.
Instinct just trying to defuse the play in the corner. A good demo from Gill on the Lamp will create some space, and then Dog taking out Gill for his efforts. Instinct now keeping pressure. Right now, San Diego State having a lot of opportunities to score goals, but not quite able to finish out on any of them yet. Durtho trying to be in the way there, bangs it downfield. Gill will push it towards the other wall just to clear it out. Lamp has to try and create some space for his team, but he can't. Instinct over to the Durtho. They'll get past the midfield line. The 50-50 on the ground. Pleb will actually end up losing it, but Lamp is able to get the response anyway. Goes for the wall play here, maybe a solo play. Doesn't look like he has a ton of boost, so Instinct will respond and smack it down. A shot from Dog, but it'll be blocked at the last minute. Right now, San Diego State feels like they have all the side control and the pressure. They don't necessarily have the control, but Boise State is giving them a lot of room. Durtho not quite able to finish off after crossing the midfield line.
Yeah, now the ball is on San Diego State's side. Boise State is trying to keep up the pressure and give them a little taste of what it feels like to lose your side control, but it's bounced right back, so Instinct is just going to take the ball to the goal. Durtho tapping it to give it a little extra momentum as Boise State gets the first shot.
What an excellent redirect from Durtho. He just basically existed to add extra speed to that shot, and it just barely caught Pleb and Lamp. A little bit shocked at that one.
Yeah, that's impressive that Durtho didn't like bounce it out of the goal with the way that he had to move the car there.
Now, Boise State leading. They're feeling very comfortable. They have that steam that we saw in Game 2 and a little bit in Game 3. They're holding on to it now. Lamp just trying to find a way out of his end. Instinct with the pass over to Durtho. Maybe Durtho looking for the double touch here, but Pleb is able to clear it out. He sees that coming from a mile away. Gill with the pass out mid. Instinct with the shot. Lamp is up. He just has to knock it in front of his net, though. Gill is up, but he won't make contact. He'll end up leaving it out. Dog with the pass downfield. Durtho has to be in the way. He ends up having no faith in Dog's touch, and he's correct as Gill is able to respond. Gill over to Durtho will cross the midfield line. Staying in the midfield. Instinct is able to pop it up, just buy some time. He doesn't have a great touch. He gets it over to the Durtho, but not so much that Dog can't get in the way as well. Battling in these corners, both teams trying to get back to that pressure zone that they're comfortable in, that either team are winning with. It's just a matter of finding the right chink in the armor.
Pleb bounces the ball over to Dog, who's going to bring it over to Boise State's side. Instinct back by the goal, tries to bounce it away and is able to successfully keep it away from them, trying to bounce it back, but Lamp redirects it. Tries to set up a shot on goal, but Durtho knocks it away once again. Boise State's current goal defense is pretty tight as once San Diego just back and forth here, trying to make shots. Durtho's going to try and bounce up a shot towards goal. Just doesn't have enough momentum, so Lamp knocks it away here. And over to Pleb, who's going to try and bring it up into the air, but Instinct deflects him once again. With a demo on Lamp, gives Boise State the opportunity to try and gain some more control of the ball. But it bounces away from them. Gill's going to try and hit it up the wall here. Over to Durtho, but Pleb deflects him. Does not want to deal with another tag team goal from Boise State.
Dog able to cross the midfield line, has Durtho in the way. Durtho gets past him, playing a little slower. Pleb off the wall, just hangs out in the middle of the field still. Gill is trying to find a way past Dog. Can't do it. Hangs out at the 50-50 line. Pleb not giving him any space to pass over to Dog. It's just not going to work. Now, finally, San Diego might be having some offensive pressure here. Gill is able to clear it out over to Durtho, who finishes it off, and now we're back on San Diego's defensive end. Instinct has his back turned, so he's not able to get the pressure, but he is able to slow it down. Not quite able to do anything with it. A shot from Lamp off the back wall. It's just not good enough. Feel like San Diego State is slowly winning this midfield battle.
Yeah, 1 minute remaining now. Boise State is the only one with goals on the board, but San Diego State is trying their best as Lamp is going to try and just get a nice aerial shot there, but it's kind of deflected from Boise State as Dog tries to help him out. Pleb is going to try and follow it up. Same with Dog. But they're not quite able to get lined up the way they want, so Durtho just knocks the ball away from them back into midfield. Instinct and Gill are going to try and intercept, and they keep it away from Pleb once again. 30 seconds remaining. San Diego State has yet to be able to really make a nice shot on goal recently, and they are going to be struggling here if they don't really get that chance, which Durtho is not letting them quite yet, though they get another demo on Durtho. Lamp and Dog trying to pass towards each other, but Instinct and Gill are just already just kind of on it. They're really not letting anything happen. They just want to keep the goal clean for the next 4 seconds.
We are in Game 5. This countdown means everything. San Diego State needs to keep it up, but Dog drops it down a 50-50, just not in favor of San Diego, and Boise State will walk away with that one. Actually having less side control, but managing to find an out here in Game 5, regardless of the side control diff.
Yeah. Something interesting I want to know before that is just that Dog wasn't there, but he actually had 4 demos in that last match, so he was going ham on those in that last bit. But as always, this is presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20K bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Make sure that if you want to check them out, go to iGuard Gaming at Twitch, on Twitch. But yeah.
Yeah, like you said, demos playing a big part even in that Game 5. I feel like we didn't see a lot of, well, we only saw the one goal get scored, right? But even then, that goal wasn't a direct result of those demos. Maybe in that Game 5, that late in the series, at that point, the teams are kind of feeling a little bit more aware of the demos and avoiding them a little bit easier.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that a lot of the demos that we did see in that last match were kind of accidental. They looked like just a lot more just like collateral when someone was trying to set up for a goal, and so there was a couple, maybe two, I think, that were on Durtho that looked like it was definitely purposeful on Dog's point, trying to clear out the goal, but most of the time San Diego just didn't have the right rotation to actually do anything with those demos, and I think that definitely contributed a lot to that last match there.
Yeah, I think quality of pressure has proven more than once to be more important than quantity a lot of the time. I think two of the 3 games that Boise State ended up winning, they actually had less side control, in that Game 5 being one of them. So it might be something that's kind of just paying dividends in this matchup for Boise State University, is just having slightly more quality of their shots and quality of the offensive plays that they put together at the end of the day.
Yeah, I definitely think Boise State was wising up to all of that, and both teams were just trying to figure out different strategies, especially in that last match once they figured it out. But it'll be interesting to see how it goes into the final round of Boise State here. But before we get into that, we're going to go to a quick break, so we'll see you soon, and we're going to just head out for a little bit.
You take really strong players from disparate communities and you put them together on teams with expert coaching.
So you mean to tell me by all the hands in the room, everybody in here is that top 2%?
It's ultimate. It's a 1v1. It proceeds to the last moment.
It's not every day that you're a kid like me and you get to have this experience.
Something. He gets one.
This boot camp is really about finding out every weakness. There's no such thing as a big mistake at this level.
I have people in the crowd there cheering my name on. I have to give them a show.
That feeling of just being up on stage and having a whole crowd of people, it's unbeatable.
1v1, but why would you pick him?
I love this. I want to do this every day.
Another pin.
You didn't make a choice, so you were just looking at things.
If you want to go pro, sometimes you have to make sacrifices.
Jump up and down, you're a crowd, you're casters. It's a transformational experience.
That was a light switch, and now I see what it's all about.
A lot of players here right now are caught up in winning their tournaments 5-10 years down the road. They're not going to remember who won. Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we are going to be showing you the final match in our multiple match set here of the first Rocket League Collegiate season qualifiers. Boise State has been going at it with many teams and it's been a very just hectic night, but we're excited to give you the final match against
just another wonderful competitive team that we're going to be going against. My name is Audrey Norris, and tonight my co-caster is Jeff Chigbrow, and we're going to be catching all the final action here tonight.
Yeah, we just saw a really exciting series. Went all the way to Game 5 against San Diego, but ended up clutching it out with, I believe, only one goal in that last set. It was a kind of an explosive series to end with a one-goal game.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting compared to like some of the overtime and other just like back and forth that we have been seeing, but it just goes to show that Boise State really managed to tighten up in that final match there, allowing them to get the victory. And so we'll be hoping to see more of that tonight if possible for these final matches.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if there needs to be another kind of mentality shift going into this third series here, or if they're going to kind of stick to that very heavy-handed, aggressive play style that uses those bumps and demos to get stuff done.
Yeah, I do think it's been interesting that especially just tonight that we've seen so many demos in general.
Yeah.
You talked about it a couple of times. It's not something you see a lot in just like the higher collegiate level. You'll see it in Esports Tower and just in general, but it definitely seems like it's been a bigger component of strategies. And so I think it'll be interesting to see if we like continue to watch Boise State, like namely Gil, bumping a lot of people out of the way to continue to help his team to victory. And another thing that can help any Rocket League team gain the victories over their opponents is Doc's keys to the game. And once again, in Rocket League, it is to create mistakes, punish the DBL commit, don't overstay, and bump opponents to disrupt, as we've been talking about tonight. Once again, Doc's keys to the game are brought to us by Drop-In Gaming. Drop-In Gaming is the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. To begin your competitive gaming journey, sign up at dropingaming.com.
Yeah, so kind of like you were saying, we do see a lot of those bumps and sometimes demos, depending on the pace of the car, attempts from Gil. It's a pretty instrumental part of his offensive playstyle. I'm curious to see if that's something he feels the need to whip out against CSU Long Beach, who will end up being our final competitor for the night. And it looks like this one will be a best of 3 as well.
Yeah, so as we're getting into it, we can already see that Boise State has put up the pressure, and we are currently just going back and forth at the midline here. Starting out on CSU Long Beach side as Instinct and Durtho try to take a shot on goal here, though they are already starting to feel some resistance from Vastek and Helmsy.
Gil kind of leading the way with the help of Durtho. They're able to get past the midfield line. Feels like a little bit more methodical play right off the bat, or maybe both teams are just kind of feeling each other out at this point. Instinct trying to play it down to Durtho. Gets the 50-50, but Helmsy will win it out. Tactical whiffs on the wall. Is able to get past one, almost able to take it the whole way. Not quite able to. Vastek slowing down the play. Not enough for Instinct to get in the way, however. CSU Long Beach running the offensive game at the moment, but not a lot of scary moments for Boise State. Only a couple at this point, but we'll have to see if that ends up changing. Durtho actually going for the shot off the back wall there, but we'll see it cross the midfield line, and Boise State will lose control again. Actually a demo, kind of an invertent demo shot onto the back wall there. Will mean that Boise State University will fall below in this initial play.
All right, as we go into this next kickoff, Long Beach is able to get the ball away, but Instinct is able to prevent them from getting as another demo comes out. Durtho and Gil not quite able to make something of it, but we can already see that, as we've been talking about tonight, demos are once again going to be instrumental in opening up the play around the goal, allowing people to score as many points as possible. Durtho's going to try and launch it over to the side, but Helmsy is going to try and knock it away. Durtho is able to regain some control through that as Gil goes in for a shot. No one's in goal, giving Boise State the tie that they definitely want, especially so early into the game with only about 3 minutes left on the clock. Well, with about 3 minutes left on the clock.
It feels like goals are a little bit less worked for right now. Maybe the demos don't need to come out. It's very reliant on this passing play and using the backboard to create mistakes right now. We'll see if that remains the case. Instinct able to keep pressure for his team initially. Helmsy barely caught off guard there by Gil. Almost a goal being scored immediately. That pinch might actually just go all the way in. It doesn't quite. Durtho's 50-50. It's not quite good enough for him to follow up on. So Vastek will beat out Gil here. Pressure is in favor of CSU Long Beach. They're not quite able to do anything with it yet. Gil not able to make the block. Rotates back. Instinct has the shot. off the wall. Durtho has the response here towards the top corner. Can't quite do it. The follow-up from Gill will be down and low. It'll roll out. A response from Instinct. It'll just go in, and working together after hitting all 4 posts of the goal here, we will find a goal for Boise State University.
Yeah, as you can see, Instinct just gets it right past Tactical Whiffs there, allowing Boise State to now take the lead with a little bit under 2 minutes left. It's definitely what they want as we go into this next 50-50. They managed to get it over to Long Beach's side. Gill knocking it past Tactical Whiffs, who does manage to gain control of the ball here. He's probably going to drive it. Let's see. Durtho tries to bounce it over Vastek, but it just bounces up into the air, leaving it a free-for-all for Gill and Tactical Whiffs to try and regain control for their team.
Tactical Whiff playing it slow in his own corner. Durtho is looking for the 50-50. He wants to create some sparks, but he can't. Quiet Instinct has to follow up off the pinch. Maybe looks for a solo play here or a pass. Ends up going for the solo play, but Vastek is in the way. Gill playing it off the sidewall. Helmsy, shot downfield. Vastek is up. Instinct blocks it. Not quite able to do anything else. Tactical Whiff getting dunked by Durtho here. The layout in the midfield line. Gill not able to do anything else with it. Can follow it up the wall off the pass. It ends up leaving it. Vastek having the first play is not able to do anything else with it as Gill blocks in the corner, but Durtho, just a slight misread on Helmsley's shot here. Helmsley actually goes for a really weird shot, hitting it off the ceiling. It's at kind of an awkward, unsavable angle from Durtho's angle.
Yeah, Durtho just does not have the altitude he needs to get the shot protection there for Boise State, allowing Long Beach to tie it up now 2-2 with a little bit under 2 minutes left. Instinct manages to win the 50-50, but Tactical Whiff was waiting and knocks it over to Boise State's side. Vastek and Instinct trying to vie for the ball. Vastek not quite able to set up what he wants as Gill takes it away from him. Helmsy is waiting, though, and just uses the car to block it from going any farther forward, but allows Instinct to get past him. He might get a shot on goal right now, though. Tries to go by, but just doesn't have the momentum, so Gill knocks it away, and Instinct follows it up with Durtho. Just Boise State trying to keep them away from the goal, and hopefully over to Long Beach's side for their own goal as Durtho drives it down the wall right here. Tactical Whiffs takes it away from him. Instinct tries to block. The goal is open, except for Gill, who manages to block it, but Vastek follows up the combo, giving Long Beach the lead now with 3-2.
Gill's just not quite able to do all of that work on his own. The pass over inadvertently to Vastek will give CSU Long Beach a lead here. There's still a minute left on the clock. This has been a surprisingly close and high-scoring game compared to our previous games with Boise State University. We'll have to see how this plays out going into Game 2, because we've seen a very different Game 2 in every series so far that we've watched Boise State today.
Yeah, Boise State definitely wants to go into the lead here, though, but Helmsy does not care and is going to give Long Beach another point for their advantage here. Just popping it over a very empty goal. Instinct just not quite there. Now giving them the lead 4-2, 2 points ahead, 46 seconds left on the clock here.
50-50 in favor of Long Beach. Instinct gets there first, however, has the play past one, can't get past another, however. Maybe takes a shot towards the back wall. Boise State was up, but they could not connect. Gill passes it in front of the net. Helmsley with the clear out. Vastek in the corner is not able to make a touch. Durtho with the tap onto the backboard, but can't quite follow it up. Tactical Whiffs rolling it out. Instinct is able to get past one. Now looking for the pass out mid to Durtho. It's high and in the air. Helmsley is able to get in the way, but not enough that Durtho isn't able to push it. Instinct putting it on the backboard, looking for Gill. Gill takes the shot towards the backboard, blocked by Tactical Whiffs, who controls it out of the way. It will cross the midfield line, and that will spell disaster for Boise State University in Game 1, but not held scoreless, so not feeling totally out of it, and almost essentially a third goal to their name there with just a second longer. So we can see, actually, look at that. The side control of Boise State almost exclusively in their favor, but they're not able to score the most goals. They didn't have the most quality offense comparably.
Yeah, which means despite the fact that they had the most shots and the better side control, just overall Long Beach had more precise shots, so Boise State is going to want to be careful here and tighten up their shots. As this is, I have learned the overlay is incorrect, a best of 5, so we've still got plenty of room for comfort here to just try and test the waters, so it'll give us the chance to see what this Game 2 will be like without really the fear of
anyone like being quite losing the the match just yet.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time. We can even see Boise State take this all the way to another Game 5, which would be very exciting, but very stressful for us on the desk. And I don't know. I'm curious to see what develops going into Game 2 here. We are Boise State versus CSU Long Beach. Our overlay is not currently correct, or our little car thing is quite not quite. But here we go.
But that's okay. Going in, we can already see Long Beach is on Boise State's side and trying to take shots on goal. Durtho knocks the ball away, but Helmsy is there to recover it. Bumps it over to Vastok right now, who's going to try and dribble it up to goal. They're not able to get this shot that they want as it bounces off the backboard here, allowing Gill, Instinct, and Durtho to drive it up to the other side. All of them pushing up together. Could be dangerous, but it might be what they need to get the goal on CSU Long Beach before they manage to get any on them.
Off the backboard, Instinct getting the 50-50. A response here from Durtho will give them a little bit of pressure. Durtho may be able to take the shot, but no, not quite able to. It'll just bounce off the wall. Gill taking a shot himself. The double tap's not quite good enough. Blocked at the last minute by CSU Long Beach. A little bit of battle in this corner right now. Durtho's vying for another shot here, but can't quite get past two Long Beach defenders. Pass over from Instinct to Gill is not quite good enough, blocked by the CSU Long Beach defenders. And now, Tactical Wiz looking for a way out of his end. Can't quite get past Durtho. They're not stuck in their end, necessarily, as the pressure has kind of been back and forth between the midfield line and Boise State offensive end.
Yeah, Vastok able to rebound the ball, but Durtho is able to intercept, bringing it over towards the goal. Helmsy is there to defend. Tactical Width backs him up and knocks it away from the goal and over to try and clear it onto Boise State side. Instinct bounces it back over to them. Helmsy once again just there to rebound as each team is just trying to gain control of the ball and look for their opening. Durtho goes up into the air, bounces it off the backboard, but no one's there to help him actually secure the goal. So Instinct is going to try and take a shot of his own. Vostok's there to defend, though, so Boise State doesn't really manage to make anything out of those couple shots.
Gill with the follow-up on his own shot. Durtho with the shot towards the backboard. Vastek blocking it. Instinct is up. 50-50, not in favor of CSU. Durtho trying to create an opportunity here from the ceiling. Passes down to Instinct. Takes the shot, blocked by Helmsy. Gill trying to slow play it, just build some time for his team here. Vastek just has to put it towards the corner. That'll give plenty of time for Boise State to create an offensive or defensive rotation here, as Instinct is able to get the clear out. Helmsley blocks it down, passes it over to Vastek. Instinct blocks at the midfield line. Don't have possession, however. Durtho's trying to get back in control of the play. Maybe create another goal-scoring opportunity here, but they can't quite do it. Plenty of shots for Boise State, but they're just not quite able to break through this Long Beach defense. I'm curious if we start seeing a lot of bumps come out from Gill in the next few minutes.
Yeah, Durtho trying to pop the ball over some people towards the goal. Helmsy there to defend once again as Instinct tries to drive and back him up. Gill's there waiting, pops the ball up once again, manages to get it over Tactical Whiffs, and it looks like another player there. Instinct just bounces it over to Gill, over Helmsy, over Tactical Whiffs, and Vastoks. All three players dodge to get this goal. The first goal of the game, too, with only 2 minutes left. It's incredible that we've gotten this far with only one goal actually scored.
Yeah, Gill just managing to find the one spot that's not defended for CSU Long Beach here. Not a flashy shot at all, but able to do exactly what it needed to. It could be another opportunity here, but Vastek's able to make the double save, keep Long Beach alive a little longer. They have plenty of time to get this one goal in. They have to get past this midfield line. If we've seen anything, is Boise State is doing a really good job of holding offensive pressure against this Long Beach team. Tactical Whiffs looking to break that trend here, but Instincts is just in the way. Keeps pressure a little longer, goes for the 50-50 play. It'll swill out towards the corner. Gill should be there in time. Actually, Vastek beats him out. And now 50-50. We'll just push it right back across, though. It just feels like no matter what angle Long Beach takes right now, they cannot find a way out of their end. This could be an opportunity here. There's no response on the backboard, but Gill just can't find the right angle. Has to throw it away. Durtho is able to respond and keep it at the midfield line. They're not willing to give up that pressure yet.
Yeah, Instinct bouncing the ball over to Long Beach once again. Tactical Whiff intercepts it, tries to go for the goal, but Gill defends and blocks him from it. We're now 1 minute remaining. Boise State only has a 1-goal lead, so Long Beach still has a chance here to get a goal, and they're definitely trying. Instinct isn't going to quite let them get away with it yet, though, as he bounces it over to their side. Gil tries to go in for a goal, so does Durtho, but they don't make anything of it, and Instinct has to go back to defend the goal from Vaztec and Helmsy there.
A good 3-point passing play from Long Beach will not quite break them into the scoring echelon here. Helmsley is able to take a shot. Vaztec with a follow-up. Durtho makes the flying save at the last moment. A good save from Instinct will keep them alive a little longer. Oh my goodness. Long Beach almost coming back for a second there, but they were blocked by 2 heroic saves from Boise State defense. Now Gil finds the 50-50, and all of that Long Beach work to get that offensive play together just gone in an instinct. 2 passes will put Boise State 2 goals ahead. They have that security goal with almost no time left on the clock now. A heartbreak for sure for Long Beach.
Yeah, Long Beach, just only 10 seconds left on the clock. If they could get a goal off the 50-50, they might be able to make something of it. But Boise State isn't going to let them do that, as Durtho's just going to drive the ball up the wall here, up into the air, probably try and go for one last goal, as the ball has not quite hit the ground yet. They're going to try their best, but Gil knocks it down, ending the game in a Boise State win here for the second round.
We'll see side control still favored for Boise State University. You can see the shots as well. Almost 70% of shots taken by Boise State University. The pressure was all for them right now. It felt like maybe Long Beach just needs to find a different recipe for getting out of their own end at this point.
Yeah, Boise State has been keeping up the pressure right now, just not allowing them to bounce the ball over to their side for long, allowing Boise State to make just a lot of incredible shots here, with Gil just doing that quick pop over all 3 members of their team before they could really react there. And then Instinct, just with that last little pop off of Gil, I believe, who passed it to him, just prevented Long Beach from really reacting, which I think is why Boise State was able to get those goals there. It really seemed like they were doing a pretty good job on both sides reacting to goals. I think just good defense on both sides for these games so far.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of offensive pressure in favor of Boise State, and they did come out with the win, giving up no goals in that game. But at the end of the day, you have to hand it to Long Beach for holding on that long. It felt like it took a lot of work for every goal in that game. And I'm curious if we start seeing a lot more erratic and kind of all or nothing plays from both teams here, trying to break away and now put themselves in a position where they're leading in match point in the whole series. It's very pressurous situations for all 6 players.
Yeah, we go into kickoff here. Goes in favor of Long Beach. Gil trying to move back towards the goal and bounce the ball away from Vaztec, but isn't quite able to gain control yet as it goes over his head. Instinct has to back him up, with Durtho going into the air to try and set up a shot. Ooh, Helmsy is not able to block him, but Durtho isn't lined up in the way he wants, so he isn't able to get the goal. Ball bounces off the backboard. Vaztec tries to follow it up. Instinct grabs it from him. Tactical Whiffs tries to block it, but Instinct and Helmsy are just going toe-to-toe here, trying to gain control of the ball, as Durtho is going to try and bounce it towards goal once again.
Instinct, the 50-50, will hang out mid. Helmsy building a little bit of pressure for his team, is able to get past one, but not able to get past Gil. The 50-50 will spill out mid. This is great for Instinct. Has a little bit of time, tries to pop up past one. He does get the pop-up. Tactical Whiffs is able to keep it out of his end a little longer here, but not far enough that Gil just can't put the pressure right back on. Has one to get round, puts it down to Instinct. He does end up not getting that shot off of a very good save from CSU Long Beach.
Instinct trying to contest the ball. Gil backs him up to break up that 50-50 there. Helmsy is going to launch the ball over to Boise State's side, but he doesn't have a lot of backup, so Durtho tries to take a shot on their goal. Blocked by Vaztec here, as no one really has full control of the ball. Instinct bounces it to the wall, gets demoed, however, so he's not able to follow it up. Durtho chases the ball over to Boise State's side, tries to bounce it away. Helmsy gains control. Tactical Whiffs tries to go in for the shot, but it bounces all the way up to the roof right there, as Vaztec tries to set it up for one more shot. Durtho's just going to bounce it back and not really let him get anywhere with it, as Gil tries to take it over to the other side. Vaztec tries to gain control, as Instinct doesn't have enough momentum for a shot, but tries to set up. Durtho driving it over to the wall once again. Gil and Instinct lying in wait. Helmsy is deflecting them, though. He knows what they're trying to do, and he doesn't really want them to do it quite yet. With about a little less than 3 minutes left on the clock, we're still 0-0, as both teams are playing very careful with their defense right now.
Instinct on the wall, Plays it over Helmsy. Actually barely gets a touch on it. Vastek could have to clear here, and he does, playing it towards Boise State's corner. Durtho looking for the play around one. Has a flick opportunity. Gets past one. Has one more to get past. Does go for the bump, but does not connect. Oh, a good redirect from Long Beach. Will create an opportunity here. The shot down, but Gill is able to make this save. Has plenty of time to just make the catch and push it towards the corner. Instinct. Pass out towards the wall. Vastek keeping pressure on. Long Beach is now mounting their own offensive pressure here, but they're not quite able to do anything with it. Helmsy tasked with keeping that pressure alive, and he is able to get past Gill, but not so much so that Durtho isn't able to respond. Now Boise State's looking for one more opportunity to get that goal, push ahead in this oh so important game. Just not quite able to make anything of it yet at the midfield line.
Yeah, tactical whiff goes for the ball. It almost hit the backboard, but it was deflected by Vastek as Gill and Instinct and Durtho rush to the other side to try and defend the goal. Instinct pushes the ball to Long Beach's side, but Helmsy backs it up and pushes it over to Boise State's side. They really want this goal right now, and they're going to start trying to put up the pressure. Instinct deflects it, brings it all the way over, almost a shot on goal there, but Helmsy was able to deflect it away at the last second. Tactical whiffs now driving off the wall, bounces it over to his teammate as Gill deflects it away from him. Once again, just going back and forth between the sides. Not one team really has control as Instinct tries to drive it over, but manages to bump it over Vostok, giving us the first goal of the game.
I believe he just went for the solo play flick here. It's hard to see. Oh, yeah, he went for the 45-degree angle flick, catching Vastek off guard. No one on that back post line. Long Beach just relying a little bit too heavily on that offensive kind of posture for the defensive line, and it's not going to work out for them this time.
Ooh, Durtho demoed right off the kickoff there. Vastek and Helmsy trying to pass the ball towards goal. We've got a little bit over a minute left now with Boise State only having one goal under their belt. They're still winning, but Long Beach has a chance to come back from this if they want. They're trying to bounce the goal, bounce the ball into the goal. Oh, there's an open goal and an opportunity for Instinct and Gill here. Ooh, but Tactical Whiffs manages to get there just in time to prevent them from getting a combo there. Combo shot into goal. Vastek tries to bring it over to Boise State's goal. Gill deflects it and gets the save as Durtho tries to follow up on Long Beach's side. Durtho driving up the ceiling.
Oh my
gets
goodness.
a close shot on goal there as it bounces off the crossguard. We now have 30 seconds remaining. Both teams are just trying their best, but not quite landing their shots. Vastek gets demoed. Tactical Whiffs tries to follow him up, but it bounces off the side once again. Tries to bounce it over to his teammate right here, but Gill takes the ball away from him, tries to drive it up the side of the wall. 9 seconds left. Boise State just needs to keep it off their side and then make sure it lands on the ground to be able to take this final match. Helmsy and Tactical Whiffs trying to set something up. They're not going to be able to do it, though, as the ball hits the ground right in front of the goal, making it 2-1 in Boise State's favor right now.
Side control still favored for Boise State University, and so are the total shots, 54% in favor for them to boost. Exactly down the middle again. It definitely feels like the pressure wasn't as in favor of Boise State that time around, but they definitely did a good job of making sure that they still felt mostly in control at all points. I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to they're going to have Long Beach is going to have to get a little more creative. They're going to have to bump a little bit. They're going to have to disrupt the flow state on Boise State's end. Whatever that looks like, whether that looks like going for more bumps or whether that looks like just kind of baiting them into bad plays, they need to find a way around this wall that Boise State has put up at the midfield line.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple times I noticed during the last couple matches we've watched between these two teams where Boise State was out of rotation every now and then. Not often, though, so it was pretty impressive that despite those couple mistakes that they made, that they just didn't, Long Beach wasn't able to really jump on that. And I think, like you were talking about, if they're able to create mistakes and just capitalize more on the mistakes that Boise State makes without them baiting them, they'll be able to probably take a couple more goals here as we go into this next match.
Well, now San Diego has no more lives left. They have to find a win here in Game 4. Otherwise, Boise State will be walking away with a fantastic record, all things considered. And a great start to a Monday.
Yeah, I always want to win a couple Rocket League games on a Monday. That's a great way to start the week. And it looks like Boise State is trying their best, but unfortunately Durtho is going to get demoed, allowing Long Beach to try and get some side control on Boise State here.
Ball bounces off the wall and over to their side, allowing Gil to go. Oh, but he hits the side guard there, and Gil isn't quite able to get the goal that he wants. Luckily, Durtho's there to back him up. Vaztec tries to block it. It bounces off the wall, but Gil goes for the shot, able to make up for just the whiffed one before, giving Boise State the first goal of the game, and pretty quickly, too, this time around.
Just capitalizing on 2 separate mistakes from Long Beach. Gil will finally get the goal that he almost got the first time around. 2 shots to his
really
name.
Close.
Side guard just barely not letting him in. Crossing onto the blue end of the pitch. Long Beach right back where they've been all series so far.
Yeah, Instinct driving the ball up the wall, allowing Durtho to get a quick shot there. Just another good team play from Boise State as you see Instinct drive the ball up. He sees Durtho, lets it drop, and Durtho just bounces it right over Vaztec and Helmsley before they can really react. Now giving Boise State a 2-goal lead with 4 minutes left on the clock. That's pretty comfortable as long as they can keep Vaztec and some of the other players off their side.
Yeah, this offensive pressure for Boise State has been mounting since game 1 of this series, and it might be that Long Beach is just finally starting to crack. So many another opportunity for Boise State here off a great pass from a sidewall. A commanding lead for Boise State, the highest scoring lead I think we've seen this entire series, looking very good going into this match point situation.
Yeah,
Long Beach is not looking for this in the first minute.
Oh yeah, no, Long Beach's defense is starting to crumble in the face of Boise State's just powerful pressure here. Gil driving the ball up the wall, past Vaztec, able to win the 50-50, brings it over to Long Beach's side as Tactical Whiff tries to gain control. Durtho's there to back him up, bounces it off the wall as Instinct and Gil are both set up for shots. Gil tries to make one, but Vaztec was waiting and bounces it away. Long Beach might get the control of the ball that they need here as they bounce it over a Boise State player, but Durtho is there waiting, just once again bringing it to Long Beach's side. Gil bouncing it back and forth. There's a little bit more control on both sides here, but Helmsley gets demoed, allowing Gil to gain control of the ball here, uncontested, as he bounces it away to Durtho and Instinct.
Helmsley's able to keep pressure, but not so much that Gil's not able to push across. Instinct is up. Taps it over to Durtho, takes the shot from the corner, and another hat trick for Durtho. I know he got a hat trick in the last series as well.
I think he got him in all 3
so far now. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he's gotten a hat trick every series today. He's kind of just doing what Durtho does at this point, being a really solid offender to throw the ball at every time you have a passing opportunity.
Anytime you need to bounce the ball to someone, Durtho is there, and it looks like Gil once again tries to set up a shot for Durtho, but it bounces a little high, allowing Vaztec to recover and notch it over to Boise State's side. Instinct is going to pass it. Vaztec is going to try and take that away from him, but Gil doesn't let him get the setup he wants on Boise State's goal here. We now have about 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. Boise State still in the lead by 4 as Long Beach is just trying their best, but 2 players get demoed, making sure that any momentum they had there at Boise State's goal is just null and void now.
Boise State getting creative to make sure that Long Beach doesn't have any of their own mounting pressure. Now Gil trying to lead the way to find another opportunity here. Instinct ends up leaving it out for Durtho. Off the wall, Instinct has an opportunity to put it mid. Can't do a whole lot other than that, however. Vaztec accidentally getting in the way, maybe pushing it in a direction he didn't want to. Gil with the follow-up off the shot from Durtho. Not quite able to do a lot with it. Instinct going for a play of his own now. Can't quite do it. Oh, and Durtho wins the 50-50 and pinch it in. A great way to abuse pressure is just to force the 50-50 in any scenario, and Durtho being there just made it be too much for Long Beach to have to get it past.
Now with a nice pinch, 5 goals for Boise State, 2 minutes left on the clock. It's not impossible for Long Beach to take this back, but they got to get a goal like every 30 seconds. A little bit faster than that at this point, which is quite a tall order with Boise State just being so quick on the draw right now. Vaztec trying to bounce the ball away, but Instinct and Durtho are just not letting him have it, gaining total control of the ball here. Bouncing it up for Gil, who makes another shot on goal. Protected by Vaztec, though, as it was just barely out of reach for them there. Low on boost, so they're going to try and recover here as Instinct is going to bounce the ball over to their side.
Not quite able to do much else with it. Durtho's looking for the solo play and gets the 50-50. Gil trying to push past one defender, can't do it. Instinct is able to 50-50 pass one. Tries to hit it back towards a teammate. He gets it over to Durtho, who goes for the pop-up. Helmsy is up to get past the midfield line. Instinct to bang it right back. On the ceiling, Durtho goes for an incredible shot. Will not quite make solid enough contact.
Durtho tries to bounce the ball up. Tactical Whiff is not in the goal. Helmsy is waiting, but he tries to pass it over to someone else. Unfortunately, Long Beach does manage to recover the ball, preventing Boise State from getting the goal they want, allowing them maybe the opportunity to get a shot here. Instinct rotates back, though, with Gil, and they're able to recover the ball, pushing it back towards mid. As Instinct and Durtho try to go for another shot, try to pop it up. Tactical Whiff is waiting, though, as Gil tries to bounce it back towards middle. Now only 30 seconds remaining. Long Beach really doesn't have a lot to go on, but they do at least manage to make one more goal, well, one goal for them, so they're not going out 5-0.
Definitely not an excellent three-point passing play. That is definitely a way to get creative and break down that midfield line, is just to make sure you're always going to have possession of it, but you're still having some speed behind the play. Instinct with a 50-50 at the midfield line. Looks like Gil will be able to win out first.
Yeah. We're getting really close now. 15 seconds on the clock. Vostok is going to try and go for a ball, but Durtho just floats over him, doing a nice aerial. 9 seconds left. Boise State is just going to keep it on their side, maybe go for one more goal. As Tactical Whips tries to launch it away, Gil has control. They launch it over to their other teammate, who is able to keep it in the air, but Durtho actually bounces it.
And then immediately leaves the game.
As they get one more goal, 2-5. Instinct also leaving.
Oh my goodness. An excellent game, I believe game 4 for Boise State University there. Coming away with this series. Definitely well fought.
Yeah, any final thoughts on that? I noticed that the overall shot count in that last match was 10% essentially on Long Beach's side, with Boise State just dominating the entire match there. So do you have any thoughts on just kind of that was very different from a lot of the matches we saw today?
Yeah, it felt like in the first match it was kind of just a warm-up. The second match might have been very bump and demo heavy and abusing that backline defender a little bit more. And this last match, it just felt like they, you know what, we're going to play some really consistent offense. We're going to play some really consistent midfield line, and we're just going to say, hey, you're going to be stuck on your end until you drown in having no boost.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that Long Beach started to struggle there, and their defense was crumbling after Boise State just shot after shot in that final match. They really just couldn't keep up until they got those two final goals at the end, which I find, at least they didn't go out with only 0 goals on their marker. They went down swinging, and it was a pretty incredible match to watch. And I think it was, worth the, not the overtime and not the 1 goal that we got earlier, but it was definitely a good way to end the night for Boise State here.
Yeah, and you have to hand it to Long Beach. It was one of those series that, even though, on paper, it doesn't look like it was as close as it was, but looking back at the first couple games, it could have gone either way.
It definitely went back and forth.
It was fairly close. Yeah, and at the end of the day, what it came down to is you play defense for long enough, you just get worn out, and coming back into it next time, if Long Beach ever plays Boise State again, something they're going to have to consider is this Boise State offense.
So now, as we get into this, we're going to be looking at the player of the games for the total, 3 different games we saw Boise State against them, and it looks like we're going to start out with Durtho here, who, of course, was instrumental in, all of the matches. If you needed a quick shot just to pass to, Instinct or Gil were able to rely on Durtho. And as we know, ICCU is brings us the player of the game, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central helps members achieve financial success. Durtho is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the games tonight.
Congratulations to Durtho. We talked about it. I mean, at this point, it's super impressive. But at this point, I mean, that's kind of a normal Durtho thing at this point. I mean, not to play down his team at all, because
it's an incredible team.
Big part of this offensive pressure from Boise State is working together with those bumps and those demos and those cheeky little passing plays in the midfield. So it's very impressive to see it all come together, and Durtho just happens to be at the head of it tonight, scoring a lot of hat tricks.
Yeah, Durtho getting a hat trick every single game, but that does not discount the incredible plays that got him there too. Instinct and Gil were right there with him, just demoing and bonking people out of the way. And as always, a lot of those goals that Durtho gets that are so incredible are the ones that he manages to rebound from a pass from another player, which is always my favorite thing to watch when we're we're going with Durtho.
Yeah, in that second series, 5 goals actually were a testament to Gil's ability to just ruin the enemy defenses, and one of them to an incredible bumping play from Instinct, getting 2 defenders out of the way. It's just an all-around fun night for Bumps. In that last series, Durtho just popping off on every pass that was given to him.
Yeah, no, Gil and Instinct definitely tonight. We're just sitting here like, you will not pass. We don't care that this is your goal.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. We're going to score tonight. And so it was definitely fun to see some just different strategies come out than what we normally see. But with all of these awesome matches, we're now going to leave you with the top 5 plays of the night, presented by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. With more than 10 jobs offering a $20K bonus and your degree of choice paid for, the Idaho Army National Guard is the best team out there. Remember that if you want to check them out, go ahead and head to Twitch, and they will be there at iGuard Gaming. Once again, good night, and we will leave you with the Idaho just top 5 plays of the game from tonight. .30 seconds now on the clock. We could very well go into overtime as Boise State deflects another shot on goal. Pleb tries to go in one more time, though, and manages to get the score. 2-1, San Diego State's favor. Boise State is now going to have to be really careful here if they want to make up the shots and potentially take the game.
Jumper taking it back to Gil. Gil is going to deflect it back over toward Instinct. Durtho gets 1 touch, now going for 2, gets flip reset, moving on toward the goal. Not going to find it, but is credited with a shot on goal.
Instinct's up, and he is able to take the shot. No response from Buff, far corner. Gil has a little bit of time, not a lot of pressure on him yet. Does take the 50-50 out mid. It'll drop down to Durtho, who pops it up, is able to sneak it by 1, maybe try to get past another, but he can't get past Thumper. Gil with the response. It won't cross the midfield line yet. They're not giving up the pressure yet. Boise State takes a shot, and they will find a 3rd goal to their name and exactly the line and stopping a passing play before it even happened.
Ooh, Instinct and Durtho taking control of the ball. There's no one in the goal. Durtho gets the hat trick at the end there, just launching it from midfield over to San Diego State's goal as they were all out of rotation right there. Ooh.
Plays around 2, might just take the goal himself. Thumper comes in the last moment to be able to save for the Buff. 1 shot onto the goal. Durtho saves it. My goodness, the Broncos are hanging on.
Just kind of hanging in the midair now.
Oh,
Could be an opportunity here.
Oh!
Barely saved at the last moment by Instinct. Another shot's coming in. Instinct making another.